When a celebrity dies, conspiracy theories soon follow. And sometimes, it's more than just the fans who claim that nothing is as it seems. The brother of Backstreet Boy Nick Carter, Aaron Carter, stepped out of his sibling's shadow with a number of successful forays into the entertainment industry over the years. These included the release of 2 platinum-selling albums, appearances in both Nickelodeon and Broadway shows, and making it to week 8 on the 9th season of Dancing with the Stars. Carter had long been open about his struggles with drug abuse. When he was found dead in his bathtub in 2022, drugs were found at the scene, and when the autopsy results came back, it was noted that Aaron had substances in his system at the time of his death. Nevertheless, accidental drowning was ruled as his official cause of death. Despite this, Aaron's fiancée and mother expressed doubts both before and after the autopsy results were released. They drew attention to an antagonistic text exchange from what appeared to be a drug dealer who claimed he was owed money on the night Aaron died. Aaron's mother called the bathroom a possible crime scene on social media, while his fiancée told TMZ. It claims death is by drowning, but also adds he was wearing a t-shirt and necklace in the bathtub, which doesn't make sense. Why would he be in a bathtub with clothes on? I don't understand the chain of events, and this report only has us asking more questions. Best known for his roles in The Wire and the John Wick franchise, Lance Reddick was an active and successful actor when he died in 2023 at the age of 60.
How good to see you again so soon, Mr. Wick.
Prior to his death, he had seemed entirely healthy, but his death certificate revealed otherwise. His official death was ruled as ischemic heart disease, an atherosclerotic coronary artery disease. This diagnosis shocked Reddick's loved ones, who could not see heart disease killing someone so apparently healthy. The family's lawyer explained to ET, he exercised daily. He ate as if a dietitian was monitoring his every meal. The information appearing on the death certificate is wholly inconsistent with his lifestyle. And while medical exams are routine before filming for insurance reasons, he added, to my knowledge, no medical examination of Lance during his lifetime ever indicated such conditions. The lawyer also said that no autopsy had been performed. Ever since her death in 1981, people have concocted their own theories about what really happened the night Natalie Wood drowned while boating off Catalina Island in California. One of those people is her own sister, Lana Wood. The original version of events, which Lana mentions in her book, Little Sister, suggests that Natalie accidentally drowned. Accompanying her on the trip were Natalie's husband, Robert Wagner, her friend Christopher Walken, and the boat skipper, Dennis Davern. After drinking heavily at dinner on the island, the 3 actors returned to the boat. Walken and Wagner fought, but Natalie was not with them during the argument. Only later did they realize she was missing. Lana believed the story she was told made no sense, telling the New York Post, "None of the things said at that time rang true to me. The things that they were saying that Natalie did, they might as well have been saying that she was trying to fly to another planet. They were totally out of character." And while Wagner has been investigated in the years since, and even noted as a person of interest in the case of Natalie's death, nothing has ever been proven, but Lana is sure he was involved. She said, "I don't believe it was premeditated, but that doesn't mean I don't think he did it. Of course he did." Brittany Murphy's death came as a total shock to her fans, as she was only 32 when she died of pneumonia and iron deficiency anemia. Then, in an even stranger twist, her husband, Simon Monjack, died just 5 months later, also of pneumonia and anemia. This bizarre coincidence, along with the strange behavior exhibited by Monjack and Brittany's mother in the months after her death, led many to believe there must be more to the story. 2 of those people were Brittany's father and brother. The former, Angelo Bertolotti, went so far as to sue the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office.
I have a feeling that there was a definite murder situation here.
The lawsuit filing states that the coroner's report must be wrong and that not enough testing was done to be sure of a cause of death. He wanted to obtain samples in order to conduct further tests on his own. In 2022, Brittany's brother, Tony Bertolotti, told The Sun, "My father had the blood work done, which found impurities in her blood, including arsenic. There's no way she died of natural causes. It's impossible. It was obvious to me she was taken out." Bertolotti believed Sharon and a number of other people had something to do with the actor's sudden death. He claimed there were huge amounts of money in Brittany's pension plan and bank account, and all of that's gone. Chris Cornell, the lead singer of Soundgarden and a successful solo artist in his own right, died by suicide in 2017, just minutes before his body was found. He had been speaking to his wife, Vicky Cornell, on the phone, and she could tell that he had taken a significant amount of medication. For this reason, she thinks his death wasn't so much suicide as it was an unintended side effect of the prescription drugs in his system. The year after his death, she told ABC News,
He loved his life. He would never have ever left this world.
After ruling Cornell's death a suicide, Detroit Police Media Relations Director Michael Woody released a statement that the department had been inundated with different theories. He assured the public that, "We investigated all possible angles, and there were no signs this was anything but a suicide." The death of NWA rapper Eazy-E in 1995 was shocking for several reasons. He was only 30. He had checked into the hospital feeling unwell mere weeks before he died, and AIDS was the underlying cause of death. At the time, AIDS was still seen as a disease only contracted by gay men and intravenous drug users, and Eazy fell into neither of those categories. His death was the first time the disease was talked about openly in hip-hop culture. Eazy's family still doesn't believe it's that simple, though. In 2015, his son Marquise Wright posted on Instagram, "I've been known my pops was killed. His death never added up to what people have always said." In the 2021 docuseries, The Mysterious Death of Eazy-E, the rapper's daughter, Erin Wright, spoke of her father's death.
"I have always believed that something else happened, and I'm afraid of what that might be."
Her mother, Tracy Jernigan, also claims things didn't add up about Eazy-E's death. While the series promised answers, however, the Daily Beast called it little more than a sham of an investigation. During the show's run, both women repeat some of the conspiracy theories they've heard about who might have killed the rapper, including his manager, Suge Knight, and the U.S. government. However, these theories were thoroughly debunked long ago. These days, Robert Kennedy Jr. is probably best known for peddling vaccine conspiracy theories during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's not the end of his wild beliefs, however. He also refuses to accept the official story of his father's assassination in 1968. While John F. Kennedy's death might attract most of the conspiracy theory headlines, there are plenty of people who think things don't add up around Robert F. Kennedy Sr.'s murder either. Robert Sr. was shot by Sirhan Sirhan in the kitchen of a Los Angeles hotel after a campaign event. As Robert Jr. told the Washington Post in 2018, having looked into the details of the assassination, he doesn't believe this was possible. He said, "The people that were closest to Sirhan, the people that disarmed him, all said he never got near my father." Kennedy also believes the much-debated claims that there had to be a second shooter because of the number of bullets that must have been fired. He continued, "There were too many bullets. You can't fire 13 shots out of an 8-shot gun." Robert Jr. even went so far as to visit Sirhan in prison, although he didn't tell the paper what the convicted assassin said to him. Nor is Robert Jr. the only member of his family to believe there are still questions to be answered. His sister Kathleen Kennedy Townsend says, "Bobby makes a compelling case." Few accidents have been given as much public scrutiny as the death of Princess Diana and her boyfriend Dodi Fayed in a car crash in Paris in 1997. Their driver, Henri Paul, was intoxicated at the time, and the paparazzi aggressively pursuing them made the situation even more dangerous, until it all ended in tragedy. Because Diana had recently divorced the then Prince of Wales, now King Charles III, some entertained conspiracy theories about her death, and this includes Dodi Fayed's father, the businessman Mohammed Al Fayed.
They been murdered. Dodi and Diana been murdered, definitely.
His lengthy testimony during the 2008 inquest into the car crash pretty much consists of one conspiracy theory after another. Al Fayed claimed Diana was pregnant, although the autopsy showed no evidence of this, and that the pair were secretly engaged, although they apparently only told him. Yet somehow, the royal family also knew and killed her for it. On the stand, he said, "They know that she is pregnant. They know that she is going to be engaged. They know they are going to get married, and Prince Philip will not allow that 100%. While Prince Philip was the chief villain in Al Fayed's story, Prince Charles was implicated too. Al Fayed claimed, "They cleared the decks. They finished her. They murdered her. And now he is happy. He married his crocodile wife, and he is happy with that." Minister and civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4, 1968. The King Center's official biography does mention his death, but it does not include the name of the assassin. This might be to avoid giving a murderer more attention, but it might also be because most members of the King family do not believe the man who was jailed was responsible for the assassination. By 1997, James Earl Ray, who had confessed to shooting Martin Luther King Jr., was dying. He had also changed his tune about the killing and claimed he was not the assassin after all, insisting that a mysterious man named Raoul actually pulled the trigger. With Ray's time running out, Martin's son, Dexter King, went to visit him in prison. According to the Washington Post, Dexter asked Ray flat out whether he killed King. Ray said no. Dexter assured him that the family believed his denial, and other members have spoken to that effect over the years. Dexter's sister, Bernice King, told the Washington Post, "It pains my heart that James Earl Ray had to spend his life in prison paying for things he didn't do." Singer Bobby Brown lost both his ex-wife, Whitney Houston, and the pair's only child together, Bobby Brown, in shockingly similar circumstances. Both women were found in their bathtubs with drugs in their systems. Houston was 48, while Bobby was just 22 years old. In a 2018 interview with Rolling Stone, Bobby Brown was asked what the world misunderstood about his late ex-wife. His reply, "I don't think she died from drugs." When asked to clarify whether he meant that the autopsy report was wrong and that there were no drugs in Houston's system, Bobby said yes. At that point, his current wife and manager jumped in to say that there were drugs found in her system. But Bobby insisted, "Well, I don't think so." So what does he believe actually contributed to Houston's death if it wasn't drugs? Brown said, "Just being brokenhearted." If you or anyone you know needs help with addiction issues, help is available. Visit the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website or contact SAMHSA's National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP-4357.